The alert came at midnight UTC, deep within Earth's primary defense command center. Buried beneath the Rocky Mountains, red lights flashed across every monitor. The massive holographic display at the center of the room showed multiple objects moving at impossible speeds toward the solar system. Admiral James Carter stood from his command chair, his weathered face illuminated by the pulsing emergency lights. At 65 years old, he was one of the few military leaders who had survived humanity's first contact with alien life. The scars on his face told that story better than words ever could. "Status report," he ordered, his voice calm despite the situation. "Sir, long-range sensors detect 27 objects entering the Kuiper Belt," responded Lieutenant Mike Wilson from his station. "Speed and energy signatures match known galactic council vessels." Carter's jaw tightened. 50 years ago, almost to the day, similar vessels had appeared without warning. That day, humanity learned they weren't alone in the universe, and that the universe was far more dangerous than they had imagined. "Alert all defense stations," Carter commanded. "Activate the planetary shield grid. Wake up all orbital platforms." Around Earth, massive generators hidden in mountains, beneath oceans, and disguised as ordinary buildings hummed to life. A web of energy, invisible to the naked eye, but more powerful than anything humanity had possessed 50 years ago, began to form around the planet. "Send the alert to all colony bases on Mars and Europa," Carter continued. "Battle stations, everyone. This is not a drill." As his crew rushed to their positions, Carter's mind drifted back to that first attack. He had been a young lieutenant then, watching helplessly as alien ships tore through Earth's primitive defenses like paper. 3 billion people died in the first wave. Cities burned. Governments fell. But humanity survived. More importantly, humanity learned. The aliens had left after that first attack, probably expecting to find a broken civilization when they returned. Instead, humans had done what they did best: adapt, innovate, and prepare. "Sir," Wilson called out, "the alien fleet has passed Neptune's orbit. They're moving faster than expected." Carter nodded. "Show me their approach vector on the main display." The hologram zoomed in, showing the alien ship's formation. They were moving with the confidence of predators who expected no resistance. Carter allowed himself a small smile. "Launch our warning buoys," he ordered. "Let's see how they react to our little surprise." Across the solar system, hundreds of seemingly inactive satellites suddenly activated. Each one carried a message, broadcasting on all frequencies in the aliens' own language. "Turn back or face the consequences." The alien fleet didn't even slow down. "They're maintaining course, sir," Wilson reported. "Entering the asteroid belt now." "Good," Carter said. "Deploy the asteroid defense network." Throughout the asteroid belt, hidden weapons platforms powered up. These weren't the simple missiles and lasers of 50 years ago. These were quantum-locked gravity weapons, designed using technology reverse-engineered from the wreckage of alien ships from the first attack. The alien fleet entered weapons range. "Sir, they're scanning us," Wilson announced. "Their weapons are powering up." Carter stood straighter, his voice firm. "Send one last warning. After that, they've made their choice." The message went out. "This is your final warning. Earth is protected. We are not the same species you attacked 50 years ago. We remember. We learned. We're ready." The alien ships continued forward, charging their weapons. Carter's expression hardened. "Very well. Activate defense pattern Alpha 1. Show them exactly how much we've learned in 50 years." The first alien ship exploded before they even realized they were under attack. Their shields, designed to stop energy weapons, proved useless against weapons that manipulated gravity itself. "Multiple direct hits," Wilson reported, excitement in his voice. "Their shields are ineffective against our gravity weapons." The alien fleet scattered, clearly surprised by the resistance. They had expected to find the same helpless planet they'd attacked half a century ago. Instead, they found humanity waiting, ready, and armed with weapons they couldn't have imagined. Send a message to all Earth forces, Carter ordered, watching as more alien ships struggled against humanity's defenses. The wait is over. Show them what humanity can do. The battle for Earth had begun again, but this time, humanity wasn't fighting for survival. They were fighting for victory. Commander Tom Reed watched from the bridge of the UEAS Defiant as another alien ship exploded in a brilliant flash of light. His ship, one of Earth's most advanced destroyers, moved smoothly through the debris field that was once the alien scout fleet. Status report. Reed called out to his bridge crew. The Defiant's internal lights pulsed with a soft blue glow, a stark contrast to the destruction visible through the main viewport. 17 enemy ships destroyed, sir, replied Officer Lisa Brown from her tactical station. 2 critically damaged, 1 attempting to retreat. Reed nodded, exactly as planned. Track that retreating vessel. Make sure it looks like it's escaping on its own. The truth was, Earth's forces could have destroyed all 20 ships in the first minute of battle. But Admiral Carter's orders were clear. Let one survive. Let one return to tell the story. Sir, the damaged ships are trying to communicate with each other, reported Communications Officer Jack West. His hands moved quickly over his console, intercepting the alien transmissions. Play it on the main speakers, Reed ordered. The bridge filled with the sound of alien voices, automatically translated by Earth's AI systems. The aliens sounded panicked, confused. They couldn't understand how their shields had failed so completely against Earth's weapons. Impossible, one alien voice cried out. These are primitive beings. How do they have quantum phase technology? Another voice cut in. Our shields are useless. They're using weapons we've never seen before. Reed allowed himself a small smile. Earth had spent 50 years studying the technology from that first devastating attack. But they hadn't just copied it. They had improved it, advanced it, made it their own. Sir, Brown called out, the retreating vessel is approaching the edge of our defense grid. Reed straightened in his command chair. This was the crucial moment. Begin broadcasting on all frequencies. Use their language protocols. The message they had prepared began transmitting. Every screen, every communication device within range displayed the same words, translated into the alien language. To the Galactic Council. 50 years ago, you attacked Earth without warning or provocation. You believed us weak, primitive, easy prey. You were wrong. We survived. We adapted. We evolved. This was just a small demonstration of our current capabilities. Return in force, and you will face the full might of humanity. We remember. We learned. We're waiting. The remaining alien ship, its hull scarred from near misses with Earth's weapons, limped away from the battlefield. Its engines flared as it prepared for faster-than-light travel. Should we pursue, sir? Brown asked, her finger hovering over the weapon's control. Reed shook his head. No, let them go. That ship has an important job to do. As they watched, the alien vessel disappeared into FTL speed, carrying Earth's message back to the Galactic Council. Send word to Admiral Carter. Reed ordered. Phase 1 is complete. The messenger is away. The bridge crew worked quietly, cleaning up the remains of the battle. Earth's automated defense platforms began collecting the wreckage of the destroyed alien ships. Every piece would be studied, analyzed, and used to make humanity's defenses even stronger. Sir, West spoke up from his station. I'm picking up transmissions from Mars Colony and Europa Base. They're celebrating. The footage of the battle is being broadcast everywhere. Reed understood their joy. For 50 years, humanity had lived in fear of another attack. Now they had proof that their preparations hadn't been in vain. Earth could stand against the aliens, could fight back, could win. But Reed also knew this was just the beginning. The real test would come when the Galactic Council received their message, when they realized that the primitive species they had tried to crush had instead grown stronger. Send a message to all Earth forces, Reed commanded. Tell them to stay alert. This was just the scout fleet. The real battle is still to come. He looked out at the stars through his viewport, thinking of the alien ship racing back to its masters. Soon, the Galactic Council would learn that humanity wasn't just another primitive species to be conquered. They were a force to be reckoned with, and they were ready for whatever came next. The grand chamber of the Galactic Council erupted in chaos. The massive circular room, with its towering crystalline walls and floating platforms, echoed with angry shouts from 100 different species. High Lord Cax, the head of the council, slammed his energy staff against the floor. The sound rang through the chamber like a thunderclap, bringing silence. Order, he demanded, his gray skin darkening with anger. We will have order. On the main display floating above the council floor, the recording from the scout fleet played again. The council members watched in stunned silence as Earth's defense systems tore through their most advanced ships like they were made of paper. Impossible, shouted one of the council members, their tentacles waving in agitation. These humans were primitives just 50 cycles ago. They barely had nuclear weapons. The commander of the surviving scout ship stood in the center of the chamber, still shaking from his escape. The recordings don't show everything, my lords. Their weapons, they weren't just copies of our technology. They'd created things we've never seen before. High Lord Cax leaned forward on his platform. Explain. They've developed weapons that ignore our shields completely, the commander said. They've mastered quantum technologies that we thought were impossible. And their combat systems, they predicted our every move before we made it. Another council member, covered in metallic scales, hissed in disbelief. We should have finished them 50 cycles ago. Now they've become a real threat. The chamber's doors slid open, and Grand Admiral Marcus Stone of Earth's Defense Forces appeared on one of the communication screens. He hadn't been invited to this meeting, but he had demanded to be heard. Greetings, council members, Stone said, his voice calm and confident. I see you received our message. How dare you interrupt a council session? High Lord Cax shouted. You are not recognized by this body. Stone smiled, but there was steel in his expression. You didn't recognize Earth's right to exist 50 years ago either. That didn't work out well for your scout fleet, did it? The chamber erupted in angry shouts again, but Stone continued speaking over them. Let me be clear, he said. Earth is not the same world you attacked 50 years ago. We've unified, advanced, grown stronger. Your attack taught us that we needed to be ready for a hostile universe. He pressed a button, and new images appeared on the Council's displays. Massive orbital defense platforms around Earth, bases hidden in asteroids, fleets of ships that matched or exceeded Galactic Council technology. This is just what we're willing to show you, Stone said. Consider it a courtesy, a warning of what you'll face if you choose aggression again. High Lord Cax gripped his staff tighter. Are you threatening the Galactic Council, human? Not threatening, Stone replied. Warning. There's a difference. We don't want war. We never did. You brought that to us 50 years ago. We're simply telling you that if you try again, you won't face a helpless planet. You'll face a civilization that's been preparing for you for half a century. The metallic-scaled council member rose. You think you can stand against the combined might of the Galactic Council? We have millions of ships, thousands of worlds. Stone's expression didn't change. And we have nothing to lose. You made sure of that 50 years ago. Think carefully about your next move. The transmission cut off, leaving the council chamber in stunned silence. High Lord Cax turned to his military advisors. How long would it take to gather our full fleet? 2 standard months, my lord, one replied. But are we certain that's wise? These humans, they've done something unprecedented. No species has ever advanced this quickly. Cax's expression darkened. They must be taught their place. Prepare the fleet. We will show these humans the true meaning of power. As the council chamber emptied, the recorded images of Earth's defenses continued playing. None of the departing council members noticed the small smile on the face of their military advisor. None of them realized that humanity had planned for this exact reaction. The real test was about to begin, and humanity was more ready than anyone could imagine. Dr. Anna Wright stood at the window of Europa Base, watching Jupiter's massive form fill half the sky. Behind her, rows of quantum computers hummed quietly, running millions of battle simulations per second. "Dr. Wright," the voice called from her computer, "the alien fleet is assembling. Long-range sensors are picking up thousands of ships." She turned from the window, her gray hair reflecting the blue light from the computer screens. At 58, she had spent most of her life preparing for this moment. Ever since the first attack, when she had lost her parents in New York. "Show me," she commanded. The main screen lit up with images from Earth's deep space sensors. Near the edge of the solar system, countless points of light were gathering. Each light was a ship. Each ship was packed with weapons meant to destroy Earth. Her assistant, Peter Ford, worked at a nearby console. "Initial count shows over 10,000 vessels, Doctor. It's the largest fleet ever recorded in Council history." Anna nodded, unsurprised. "And every single one of them is about to test our quantum defense grid." She pressed a button on her console. "Admiral Carter, are you seeing this?" Carter's face appeared on a side screen. "Yes, Doctor." "How ready is the system?" "Final tests are complete," she replied. "The quantum entanglement grid is operational. Every planet and moon in our system is connected. The moment they enter our space, we'll be ready." This was humanity's secret weapon. While the Council thought Earth had simply copied and improved their technology, the truth was far different. Dr. Wright and her team had created something entirely new. "Base Commander," she called out, "start powering up the Europa reactors. Tell Mars Base and Titan Station to do the same." Across the solar system, massive fusion reactors hidden beneath the surfaces of planets and moons began to hum. Each one fed energy into the quantum grid, creating an invisible web of connected space throughout the solar system. "Message from Earth Defense Command," Peter announced. "All orbital platforms are combat-ready. Ground-based defense systems at 100% power." Anna walked to the main control panel, her hand hovering over the activation switch for the quantum grid. They had only one chance to get this right. One chance to show the Galactic Council that humanity wasn't just prepared. They were generations ahead of where anyone thought they were. "Admiral," she said, "the grid is ready for your command. Remember, once we activate it, we can't shut it down until the battle is over. The energy requirements are too high." Carter's face was grim but determined. "Understood, Doctor. How many ships can it trap?" "Based on our simulations, at least half their fleet, maybe more." She checked the final readings. "The quantum bubbles will lock them in place. Their shields, weapons, and engines will be useless." "Message from deep space sensors," Peter interrupted. "The alien fleet is moving. They've started their approach." On the main screen, the cloud of enemy ships began to move as one massive force. They were still days away, but they were coming. The final battle for Earth was about to begin. "All stations, report in," Carter commanded. One by one, humanity's defense posts responded. "Mars Base, ready. Titan Station, ready. Luna Command, ready. Asteroid Belt Defense Grid, ready. Earth Orbital Platforms, ready." Anna took a deep breath. 50 years of work, 50 years of preparation. Everything humanity had learned, built, and created was about to be tested. "Doctor," Carter said, "activate the quantum grid. Let's show them what humanity can really do." She pressed the activation switch. Throughout the solar system, the invisible quantum web powered up. To any outside observer, nothing seemed to change. But space itself was now a weapon, waiting to trap the approaching fleet. "Grid is active," she reported. "No signs of detection from the alien fleet. They have no idea what's waiting for them." Carter's expression was firm. Good. Now we wait. Let them come to us. Anna looked back at Jupiter through her window. Somewhere out there, the largest alien fleet ever assembled was heading toward Earth. They thought they were coming to destroy humanity. They were wrong. They were coming to learn just how far humanity had really come. Commander Tom Reed stood on the bridge of the UES Defiant, watching as the massive alien fleet dropped out of faster-than-light travel. The void of space lit up like a new constellation as 10,000 enemy ships appeared. All hands, battle stations, he ordered. His crew moved with calm efficiency, each person ready for the moment they had trained years for. Enemy fleet holding position just beyond Mars orbit. Officer Lisa Brown reported from Tactical. They're arranging into attack formation. The main screen showed the alien armada spreading out like a giant metal fan. Their ships ranged from small fighters to massive dreadnoughts, each one bristling with weapons. They're broadcasting. Sir, Communications Officer West announced. On all frequencies. Let's hear it, Reed commanded. High Lord Cax's voice filled the bridge. People of Earth, your defiance ends today. Surrender now, and we may spare some of your population as servants. Resist, and we will reduce your world to ash. Reed smiled slightly. Send our response, Officer West. A single word was transmitted back. No. The alien fleet surged forward. Thousands of ships accelerated toward Earth, their weapons charging. They expected to find a helpless planet. Instead, they found humanity waiting. All ships, execute Battle Plan Alpha, Reed ordered. Dr. Wright, activate the quantum trap. Across the solar system, humanity's defense grid came alive. The space between Mars and Earth shimmed slightly as the quantum entanglement field activated. The front third of the alien fleet suddenly stopped dead. Their ships, caught in quantum bubbles, hung motionless in space. Weapons refused to fire. Shields flickered and died. Engines burned uselessly against the altered physics of space itself. 3,400 enemy ships trapped in the quantum field, Brown reported, excitement in her voice. They're completely immobilized. The remaining alien ships scattered in confusion. Their neat formation broke apart as they tried to understand what had happened to their vanguard. Launch our fighters, Reed commanded. All Earth ships, engage at will. Show them what we can do. Earth's fleet emerged from hidden bases across the solar system. Ships that had been concealed in asteroids, hidden in gas giant atmospheres, and cloaked behind moons appeared all at once. Each one carried weapons that humanity had spent 50 years perfecting. The battle erupted across space. Earth's ships, though outnumbered, moved with perfect coordination. Their AI combat systems predicted enemy maneuvers seconds before they happened. Their quantum-enhanced weapons cut through alien shields like they weren't there. Enemy flagship identified, Brown called out. It's the large vessel at the back of their formation. Reed studied the massive ship on his screen. Plot me a course, all power to forward shields. The Defiant accelerated through the chaos of battle. Around them, alien ships exploded as Earth's weapons found their marks. The enemy's return fire splashed harmlessly against humanity's advanced shields. Sir, West shouted, the alien flagship is trying to coordinate a retreat. Not yet, Reed said. They need to understand exactly what they're dealing with. He opened a channel to all Earth forces. This is Commander Reed. Concentrate fire on their command ships. Don't let them regroup. Humanity's fleet moved as one. Precision strikes targeted the alien command vessels. Ships that had terrorized the galaxy for centuries fell one by one to Earth's superior technology. On the main screen, High Lord Cax's flagship tried to turn away. Its massive engines flared as it attempted to escape. Target their engine core, Reed ordered. Disable only. We want them to survive to tell this story. The Defiant's main guns fired. Beams of concentrated quantum energy struck the alien flagship's engines. The massive ship's power died, leaving it drifting in space. Enemy fleet is in full retreat, Brown reported. Those that can still move are jumping to FTL. Reed watched as the surviving alien ships fled, leaving their trapped comrades behind. The mighty armada of the Galactic Council had been broken by the very primitives they had come to destroy. "Send word to Admiral Carter," Reed ordered. "Phase 1 of the battle is complete. Earth's skies are clear." He looked out at the battlefield, where thousands of alien ships hung helpless in quantum bubbles, while others drifted as powerless wrecks. The message was clear. Humanity wasn't just ready for a fight. They had already won it. Dr. Anna Wright's fingers flew across her control panel in the Europa Base Command Center. On her main screen, thousands of alien ships hung frozen in quantum bubbles, like insects trapped in amber. "Power levels holding steady," she reported to Admiral Carter. "The quantum entanglement field is working perfectly." Carter's face appeared on her screen, lit by the flashes of distant explosions. "Good work, Doctor. Now for Phase 2. Anna nodded and turned to her assistant. "Peter, begin the scan of their ships. Download everything. Their weapons, their shield designs, their star charts, everything." While the trapped ships floated helplessly, humanity's quantum computers began stripping data from their systems. 50 years ago, the aliens had taught humanity a harsh lesson. Now, humanity was teaching one of their own. "Admiral," Anna called out, "you need to see this. Their database contains information about other civilizations they've attacked. We weren't the first." Carter's expression hardened. "How many?" "Dozens," she replied, watching the data stream in. "Some were completely destroyed. Others were enslaved. They'd been doing this for thousands of years." In space, the battle continued. The remaining alien ships that hadn't been caught in the quantum trap were fighting desperately, but they were losing badly. Commander Reed's voice came over the command channel. "Dr. Wright, we've disabled their flagship. High Lord Cax is trying to transmit a surrender message, but our quantum field is blocking their communications." "Patch it through my systems," Anna replied. She typed quickly, creating a narrow channel through the quantum field. "They can broadcast now." High Lord Cax's voice filled all channels, no longer proud but desperate. "We surrender. In the name of the Galactic Council, we surrender. Please, stop this slaughter." Admiral Carter responded, his voice firm. "All Earth forces, cease fire but maintain battle positions." He paused for a moment. "Lord Cax, you will order all your remaining ships to power down their weapons and engines immediately." On the main display, Anna watched as the surviving alien ships went dark, their lights and engines dying one by one. "Doctor," Carter said, "show them what else we can do. Activate the mass transportation system." Anna smiled slightly. This was the moment she had waited for. "Yes, sir. Beginning transport sequence now." She pressed a series of commands. The quantum field surrounding the trapped alien ships began to shimmer with new energy. In an instant, every alien crew member vanished from their ships, reappearing in prepared holding areas throughout Earth's bases. "Mass quantum teleportation successful," Peter reported. "All alien crew members have been safely transported. Their ships are empty." The aliens' shock was visible even through the security feeds. One moment they had been on their ships, the next they were in Earth's custody. Their weapons gone, their mighty fleet now nothing more than empty hulls floating in space. "Send the next message," Carter ordered. Anna activated the communication system. Around the solar system, every alien prisoner heard the same words in their own language. "You are now in Earth's custody. You will be treated according to human laws of war, something you denied us 50 years ago. You will not be harmed, but you will watch as we demonstrate humanity's true power." She turned to another console. "Beginning Phase 3, Admiral. Quantum field reconfiguration in progress." The space around the empty alien ships began to distort. The quantum bubbles that had held them prisoner started to shrink, compressing the mighty vessels of the Galactic Council. "Compression field at 50%, Peter announced. ship's structural integrity beginning to fail. On every screen, in every holding cell, the alien prisoners watched as their magnificent fleet was crushed into scrap metal by forces they couldn't understand. Thousands of ships, each one worth more than a planet's resources, reduced to floating debris in minutes. "Message from Earth Command," Peter said. "The Council's retreat ships have reached their border. They're spreading the word of what happened here." Anna looked at the quantum field readings one last time. Everything had worked exactly as planned. Humanity had not just won. They had changed the balance of power in the galaxy forever. "Admiral," she said, "should we begin the final phase?" Carter nodded on the screen. "Yes, Doctor. It's time to show them what humanity really stands for." The true revelation was about to begin. The Grand Chamber of the Galactic Council was silent. This time, not out of anger or fear, but out of shame. High Lord Cax, along with the other council leaders, sat in the prisoner section, watching as Admiral Carter stood at the center of their own chamber. The mighty hall, once a symbol of the council's power, now held representatives from every species the council had ever attacked or enslaved. They had been freed and brought here by Earth's ships, using the star charts taken from the council's database. For thousands of years, Carter began, his voice carrying through the chamber. The Galactic Council ruled through fear. You attacked those weaker than you, destroyed those who refused to bow, enslaved those who surrendered. He paused, looking at each council member. 50 years ago, you tried to do the same to Earth. You killed billions of our people, thinking we would break. Instead, we grew stronger. But we didn't just advance our technology. We advanced our humanity. The main display activated, showing images from across the solar system. The alien prisoners, expecting torture or death, being given medical care. The crushed remains of the Council's fleet being recycled into new ships. Earth's quantum technology being used to restore damaged worlds. "Today we could destroy you completely," Carter continued. "We have the power. We have the right. But that would make us no better than you were." Commander Reed stepped forward, holding a data crystal. "This contains everything we learned from your ships. Weapons designs, shield technology, star maps. But it also contains something more important, proof of your crimes against other civilizations." Dr. Wright, standing near a control panel, activated another display. It showed the quantum entanglement network spreading beyond the solar system, connecting to other worlds. "We've already begun helping the worlds you enslaved," she explained. "Our quantum technology can rebuild their cities in days, heal their damaged planets in weeks, restore what you spent centuries destroying." High Lord Cax stood up, his pride broken, but his voice still strong. "What are your terms, humans? What do you want from us?" Admiral Carter smiled, but there was no cruelty in it. "We want what we've always wanted. Peace. Real peace, not just the absence of war. These are our terms." He lifted his hand, counting off each point. "First, the Galactic Council will be reformed. Every species will have equal representation. No more emperors, no more high lords, no more conquest. Second, Earth's quantum technology will be shared with all peaceful civilizations, not as a weapon, but as a tool for rebuilding and growth. Third, those responsible for attacks on peaceful worlds will face justice, not revenge, but fair trials under new galactic law. Finally, Earth will oversee this transition, not as conquerors, but as guardians. We will ensure that no species ever again faces what we faced 50 years ago." The chamber erupted in discussion, but this time it wasn't angry shouts. It was the sound of hope. Dozens of species seeing a chance for real freedom for the first time in their history. "The choice is yours," Carter said to the former council members. "Accept these terms, help us build a better galaxy, and you'll be treated fairly. Refuse, and you'll live out your lives in comfortable containment, watching as we build that better galaxy without you." High Lord Cax looked around the chamber, at the species his people had terrorized for so long. Then he did something no council member had ever done before. He bowed. "We accept your terms," he said quietly, "and we apologize to everyone we have wronged." Admiral Carter nodded. "Then let this be marked as the first day of a new age, not one of conquest and fear, but of cooperation and growth." He turned to address the entire chamber. 50 years ago, humanity learned we weren't alone in the universe. Today, the universe learns that humanity isn't just ready to defend itself. We're ready to lead, not through fear or power, but through justice and mercy. As the chamber filled with cheers and applause, Dr. Wright activated the quantum network one final time. Across the galaxy, thousands of worlds received the same message. You are free. Earth stands with you. The age of fear is over. Humanity's final warning had become humanity's greatest gift to the galaxy. The stars themselves seemed to shine brighter that day.